Hey friends, it's 5:15 in the morning in Tokyo and it's around 59 degrees Fahrenheit, or what is it, 14.3 degrees Celsius. We're gonna go run 6 miles, maybe, depending on how I feel. So let me pop you on my head and we'll get to work. Oh, it's a long one today. Yeah, if we're running 15-minute miles, because we're nice and slow, 6 miles should take us an hour and a half, which would get us to 6:45, which means I can still meet my parental commitments as a dad. I think that should be good. Let's see. Let me open up YouTube. Now, I am sore. My hamstring's a little tight, so we'll see how this all pans out. My pants feel a little twisted, which is always fun. All right, get the app going first for running. The river's super high today. And then open YouTube so we can hang out with people. Now, we'll see. We woke up with a little bit of hip discomfort. Continue to YouTube. If we could get everything sorted from like a discomfort perspective. Guess not. We have a lot of air in our hip. It's something where like I just have more mobility in one of them than the other. Oh, perfect. Just breathe. So I'm trying to work into that and get them just a little bit more level. So we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. I've been foam rolling it, stretching it. But one of my biggest challenges is to just get everything level, put together. I love the snowflakes. Good morning, everyone. Let's go for a run. Now, one of the things I gotta work on is just committing to this process. Like, every run, especially the longer ones, they always start off with some fear, some insecurities. Something's always a little sore, a little uncomfy. The cardio feels out of control. Or we doubt if we have the range to go the distance. There's always a doubt somewhere when we're running. Yeah, we'll say, oh, we didn't work out perfectly last week, so we self-exclude from being able to work out today. All these little micro thoughts that we have to break through. That's why I love running, is it provides you like a consistent training ground to start to process through all that noise. And some weeks, like one of those thoughts of fear, maybe it's around form, back pain, hip pain. Sometimes you have to acknowledge it, listen to your body, recognize, hey, actually, things don't feel all that great. I need to walk, I need to stretch, do some high knees, hit a deadlift, squeeze at the top, lock in core, bend forward, and re-engage. Like, that stuff happens. But holistically, it's really cool to kind of work through and around a lot of those limiting thoughts. Because if we could do it in the physical, when it comes to our rhythm of life in fitness, then we can probably do it in our day jobs, in our roles as husbands, fathers. We could probably get it all squared away. Oops. And that's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. Alright. Now this is the slippy part. It's funny. I've never fallen here, but I'm always apprehensive when it's wet. Turn, turn, turn. Nice. But we should see like almost nobody today on this run. It should just be us and trail. An opportunity to clear our heads and our minds. Get everything sorted. It's a little drizzly, so the water's keeping some people away. So it's just our time to rest and reflect from a mental perspective. We still got to do the work, and we'll see. I'm not in the business of getting injured right now, so there's some tight hip things. Oh, I love it. I love when the river's high. There's some soreness we're working into, so I'm just going easy. I do want to challenge myself. I want to push a little bit today, if I can. But right off the bat, I gotta remind myself, like, we're gonna traverse this distance on the order of hours, not minutes. So we do gotta get our head right a little bit. Make sure we're landing well, keeping our core back engaged, shoulders rolled back, sacrum taut. That's where it's loosest right now. I got a loose sacrum, which is kind of that, it's like your pelvic bone touches your sacrum, it touches your lower spine. Mine gets a little hypermobile, which can cause it to put pressure on my back, which can hurt. So a lot of work is necessary to get everything to sit the way I want. So it's like every week, depending on how I come in, sacrum's level, everything's happy, we can run far. Or sacrum is twisted, turned, tilted in strange ways. And then we have hip pain and back pain, different impact. So that's something we have to kind of work into, work through safely, patiently. Because if we're stupid about it, we're gonna get injured about it. getting just enough of a catch. I don't like it, but let's still commit to getting some distance. See if I can walk it out just for a stretch, pull the impact back a little bit. Part of it's cardio, part of it's form. We'll walk to that middle stretch. We'll do some high knees. So it's kind of like, if you look at my hips, so 2 hands, the left hip is rotated over forward. So my landing's a little weird, so I'm trying to figure out how to retract that hip back. Yo, Freddy! Let me get a deadlift. Squeeze, deadlift, squeeze, tuck. Pull it back. Let's throttle slow. Intentionally mellow. Sometimes when I'm trying to get my form, I'll actually kind of go quicker just to increase the length of my stride and see if I can get things to fit together. But sometimes it's just adding impact. So I'm gonna see if I can focus form, keep it mellow. So we're kind of workshopping our body right now. Working into the little edges of it, figuring stuff out. But Freddie, how's it going? Nice to see you're back. Today we're allegedly doing 6 miles. We shall see. Should be a good one regardless, even if it's got to shorten out. But if we get 6 miles, we're gonna run out to that city across the river. But we're being incredibly mindful of hip and back. Still want to challenge ourselves, but it doesn't serve us to run 6 miles and get injured, so need to be careful. I'm good, you? Pretty good. I mean, the biggest thing in our life is arm stretching. Whew, we're getting ready to move. We moved 13 times in order to get to Japan. Sorry, I moved 12 times in order to get to Japan. And we're preparing for our 12th move, 13th move. Sorry, I'm still waking up. 13th move in order to stay in Japan. So my family is actively transitioning. And we got 4 kids, so it's a lot of work. If you've ever moved yourself, it's a little different than moving every small human in your life and all their stuff from A to B. So should be a fun transition. We're going from a pretty large home for Tokyo into a Japanese style 3 LDK, which means 3 bedrooms, living room, dining room, kitchen. Nice little boxy house, but we'll see how we can make things fit. Right now, from a running perspective, my form isn't where I want it, so I'm just doing some stretches, playing around with pace. I'm out here trying to find myself. Make sure I could run safe today. Mondays are our long runs, so seeing what we got, but I want to make sure if I venture out a certain distance, I can get back safely. And I haven't found kind of the dynamics I'm looking for to have that confirmation we're good. So let's walk again. So things are kind of drifting in unpleasant ways. Frick. This happens sometimes. Do some high knees. I know exactly where it is too. It's my left hip flexor. So it's good to identify it. The problem is, like, if you just run through it, let's do a couple deadlifts. If we just run through it, then it'll start to pull on other things the wrong way. So let's do a deadlift, tuck in our core, lean forward a little bit. Let's walk with a long stride. See if we kind of stretch it out. Then we'll get back to jogging around that post up there. But friends, thanks for hanging out. This is kind of a open time for me to connect with our cool little corner of the internet. I do a whole bunch of stuff. I do pretentious engineering duets, where I provide unsolicited engineering perspective on the world's most challenging problems, which basically means I just troll derpy TikTok videos. And I'm working on getting a one-on-one with the Pretentious Engineer podcast off the ground, which actually, like, should provide value to people that are entering their careers, early career, mid-career, trying to find their way in the corporate world as a technical person. Talk a lot about soft skills. We do life in Japan content, all kinds of stuff. Let's see if we could jog it again. I mean, we're coming up on OG-san, he's our hero, so let's see if we can find it. That guy's out here early in the morning, getting better every day. Whew. He's our hero. Good man. But Freddie, anything new in your world? Anything exciting? Squishy, squishy. Ohayou gozaimasu. Thanks. So we're still over rotated in our hips. I can feel that, but we're starting to kind of retract it in, so no, I still need to walk in. I have to be patient. Let's do a hip flexor, not hip flexor, whatever the toe touch thing is. We foam rolled the heck out of our body yesterday, which is great, but sometimes it's a unique problem I have. I mean, you might have it, but I doubt it. I'm hypermobile twisting, which means I can often overstretch on one side and my whole system can get out of alignment and actually increases, like, impact. So right now I'm trying to get everything kind of squared up, but every minute that I'm doing this is a minute that keeps me from getting there. But if I go too quick, we'll crash and burn, friend. Have you ever had someone lay on your stomach and listen to the noises? Freddie, you, like, ask this all the time. You always float in here randomly and drop that very deep, profound, personal question. I mean, like, not on the regular, but the stomach gurgle noises are interesting. I wish the ground wasn't wet, because I would lay on my back and just pull my knee into my chest. Do you do that regularly, Freddie? Should I ask? Pull it in. Let's do a couple squats. We'll do 3 squats. I want to at least make it to the blue bridge out there. Let's do 3. Just trying to get everything to sit where it should. Bounce, bounce. Some deadlifts. Really kick it back. Tuck it in. Lean forward. Mellow. Let's do the smallest little baby jog steps we can. Maybe we can find some low impact progress here. It's basically because my left hip is rotated forward, it's landing in a higher impact manner, like out ahead of my center of gravity, which sucks because it keeps stopping momentum and creating this nice, pleasant, jarring hip pain. But maybe if I keep my steps tight, I can start to get a better core contraction, better tilt, keep it mellow, keep my center of mass over my feet. Maybe that'll position us better. We're over a mile though. Yeah, well, it sounds fun. Well, that's fantastic. Glad you like the belly noise. How's it going, Lucius Snow? Yuki Norman guy. It's been a while. I've been kind of busy trying to relocate my whole family. We're doing our 13th move in 3 years. It's still a lot. How are you? We're also desperately avoiding puddles, and we're trying to navigate some mobility issues that are negatively impacting our form. It's just making this run uncomfortable, so trying to find balance between pushing ourselves and being safe, being patient, remembering that running is a process, not only today but over the course of a lifetime. So we got to be diligent about form, got to put our ego on the shelf, but we do got to show up and try. It's a weird mix. My tummy aches. Oh no, so sorry to hear that. You should ask Freddie to listen to the stomach sounds and see if he can identify what's going on. Has it happened already? Not yet. We have like a multi-phase move occurring. So like our storage unit becomes available. I'm gonna walk again. Our storage unit becomes available. Stretch. May 27th. So we're going room by room and purging. So giving stuff away, throwing stuff out, packing stuff for packing stuff to go to the new place. Still got to live in the old place. So it's complex. It's a stretch. When I lift my right leg, it's where it's tightest. And then June 1st, our new place becomes available. So it'll take us about a week to get everything moved over there. We're doing everything ourselves on the cheap because we're cheap. I think it's as simple as that. 1 second, let me lock my perspective. Turn off auto rotate so I can see you. Your house is so nice. You know, it's our house is so nice, so thank you. It's been a gift in many ways. But in order to progress into what God has for us next in Japan, it's something we have to become unattached to. Kind of have to move beyond it a little bit and trust that home is where we are, right? It's like a Hobby Lobby poster. I don't know if you have Hobby Lobby in the United Kingdom, but like the kids are adaptable. To them it's just walls and a ceiling. So the next home will be smaller, but it will be in the right financial range for us to afford life out here, we hope. Still got to find jobs. That'll be a journey. Sorry friends, I'm stretching. Got a lot of discomfort here. We're adjusting success. We really wanted to get there. It's not outside the realm of possibilities, but we're not tracking well. Blue Bridge is still within the realm of possibility, but the hip flexor is kicking my butt. All right, let's try 3 squats, 3 deadlifts. So we're working on form. 1, 2, y'all can get your squats in 2, 3, kick your butt back for deadlift, squeeze at the top, 1, 2, on 3, tuck your tailbone, lock your core, brace it, lean forward, and take little mini running baby steps. Like roll from one foot to the next. Don't open up the stride too much, even if it feels awkward. Just keep it small. Keep all the impact out. Birds! Look out for the birds. And keep leaning forward, not back. Part of the issues is I try to foam roll my abs a little bit too. Wherever they are, they're lurking under the surface. But I always end up getting one side more than the other. So on Mondays, it's difficult to kind of contract my core. Eventually I find it. So it's also part of it. It's just one side's a little more rolled out than the other. And we're just finding our way. Well, who knows? Maybe all that struggle the first 1.5 miles is all we needed, and we've locked in the core, the tilt, the baby steps, and now we're just gonna fly 4.5 miles easy. What happened to the job? The job scenario is still undisclosed and complex. I can share what I've shared on LinkedIn, but basically there's another role within Johnson & Johnson that I had interviewed 4 times for. It's in a group called business development. So it's where you look at like other companies and determine if you want to co-license solutions or acquire them. Very exciting stuff based from Japan. It was going to come with a pretty substantial pay cut and no expat support. It's like right now, housing's supported, schooling for our kids is supported. This job wouldn't have any of that. It'd still be Johnson & Johnson, so I'd keep my pension. Anyway, I'm still interviewing for it, I hope. I have to finish posting the role. But the timeline for my relocation to the US was becoming challenging, and it was contingent on successfully interviewing for and receiving that job. So I was getting a lot of pressure from the US side to move back to the States. But it was a role I had already done earlier in my career. At the last minute, they changed which state it would be in, which me and my wife weren't aligned to. And we just couldn't justify putting the kids through another international rotation and disrupting all their schooling and their friend circles. So the decision me and Felicia landed on was that, hey, we're still gonna go for this business development role, even though from a financial perspective it's pretty dicey. But in the event it fails, like I don't get the job, we're just gonna make life in Japan work. Which is pretty crazy because we need a visa to stay in Japan. Normally you can't move out of one job without having another one lined up from a sponsorship perspective. But we just, again, it wasn't the right family fit for us to start relocation logistics back to the US
at this time. I mean, we moved 12 times in 10 months in order to get to Japan. We just got our footing here. We've only been here 2 years and 5 months. So our decision, and this is on LinkedIn, is like, I'm open to work. I'm available for other roles, other opportunities. I'm still applying for the J&J role. It's kind of messy. Whole thing's messy. Because it's like, I would say like, I'm not a full free agent. I'm still a J&J employee. I haven't quit. But I have shared an end date in the event I don't secure that job in business development. So the whole thing is just very precarious, but exciting. So I appreciate all of you being a part of the journey. Content creation may become kind of our hidden blessing here if things monetize well. People keep showing up to the lives, people join the channel, people share our vids. Like, that is a side form of income to get us through. But yeah, lots of craziness. Oh no, it's all so wet. Wet socks, no, here it comes. Ah! Ah! Whew. Bad spot, man, that was brutal. All right, let's walk, because our form's not the best. Well, let's catch up a chat. Turn off top messages. Hit a deadlift. We're still working on pushing our left hip back, our right hip forward. So anyway, that's what happened to the job, friend. Hopefully that makes sense. Have I had anyone listen to my belly recently? Not recently. I'm not putting the phone up to my belly. Actually, it's a GoPro. Some wet dogs over there. Oh, today's a struggle bus, man. Whew. High knees. I see, yes. How to navigate this. I'm trying to be in a posture of openness to whatever God has next for us, and making decisions, even if they're the wrong decisions, is better than being paralyzed and trusting a process that's indifferent to the nuance and needs of our family. I think that's where I've landed with J&J. It's hard because I've worked with J&J for like a decade. You know, so you do put your passion and your heart into something, you know, your loyalty, so to speak. And it's tricky to maneuver, for sure. I need someone to kill my mood. What are you talking about? Are y'all being weird? Stop being weird. We're almost at 2 miles. It's been a fight today. Absolute fight, but ooh, we're getting some footing. I'm not hopeful about how we get back though, so I'm trying to be careful. It's so weird when you have one side of your body is so much more mobile than another. Because like one part you have to like over retract, like pull it back in, tell it to chill the frick out. And the other side's got to work a little harder. But if you just let things rotate how they want, you get into some crazy territory. Oh no. It's so wet. I don't know if anybody really needs someone to listen to their belly, but I guess it's up to you, right? Kicking my butt today. already wet and grassy. We're sore, we're uncomfortable, we're tired, we're doubtful. So it's a great time to keep moving. So say, whatever, here we go. That's what this run is right now. Whatever, here we go. This one's gonna pan out. I want to hit the bridge. I want to get to 5. The bridge is so far though, it's so wet. Let's do a single leg deadlift and see if that squares us away. I have to respect that or I'm gonna get injured. We have a heck of a way back.